The day has arrived. The Heron-Drewski wedding, 14 years in the making.
From a family lineage of over 75 years combined marital bliss.
Will officiant Brenton Catalano's kilt be an issue?
Is Eric a groomzilla?
All that and more right now on Wedding Center. After meeting in 2001 at the Bar East for Dina's birthday party, the couple now known as #HerWhiskey have spent the last decade and a half undrafted, leaving many experts wondering if such a long period on the bench will affect their performances come game day. But now the day has arrived. The speculation ends on November 7th, 2015, when Dory Drewski and Eric Heron become each other's legal property.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Let's check out the tail of the tape and unpack the 14-year relationship of our star players. Eric Heron was born November 4th, 1979 in Green Bay, Wisconsin at St. Vincent Hospital. 3 months later, Dory Drewski was born in the same hospital on February 4th, 1980. An interesting fact for you trivia buffs out there, Dory's mother, Rita Drewski, was actually Eric's pediatric nurse, making her the first Drewski to see Eric's bare butt. #HerWhiskey graduated high school in 1998. Eric from Green Bay East and Dory from Green Bay Preble, giving both players the home field advantage, which has never before been seen on Wedding Center. In other interesting news, Dory clocked in her 40-yard dash at a respectable 5 seconds earlier this week. Eric tried his best. Bless his heart. Back to you, Kyle.
Now let's check in with our starting lineup. First up, the groomsmen. We have our best man, Jeff Schott, a fellow Green Bay East graduate, has known Eric since 5th grade, back when Zubas were cool. We also have Ryan Krupski, like Dory. He's a middle child. We have Jesse Burnett, the brother-in-law of the groom, also a fellow nerd. And finally, we have Austin Waters, by far the largest reach on the team, measuring in today at a towering 6'4", which is crucial for something, I'm sure. Oh, and also, we're getting a correction. It turns out Zubas were not, in fact, cool. Ever.
Dory's close friend of over 20 years and maid of honor, Gina Walechka. She's the go-to ideas person and strategist for the team. Katie Drewski, sister of the bride, fellow Preble graduate, and wife of groomsman Jesse. Katie is the mother of the most adorable flower girl in the entire world, and is also a California resident, a fact she claims should not be held against her. Up next, we have Jana Vandersteen, sister of the bride and mother of the cutest nephews ever. And finally, Alyssa Langenberg, longtime friend of #HerWhiskey and former locker neighbor of Eric in high school from 1994 to 1998. Could this locker sharing history be a factor with an interception? Back to Kyle for a look at the coaches.
Now let's take a look at our head coaches. On the groom's side, we have Aaron and Jerry Heron. Now, even with their 38 years of experience, Eric being their only child has led this to the first big game for the rookie coaches. Now, they've been running Eric through relentless chivalry drills, opening doors, pulling out chairs, buying flowers unprompted, and most importantly, remembering dates, birthdays, anniversaries, things of the like.
On the bride's side, we have tenured head coaches John and Rita Drewski with 39 years experience in the field. Mother and father to 3 Drewski girls, Jana, Katie, and Dory. This is their 3rd and final wedding in their long coaching career. Team Drewski is confident in their abilities to keep the winning tradition running strong, going out 3-0.
Lindsay, I have to say, I've called my fair share of these events, but I can't recall a time when I've seen this much raw talent on the field at the same time for a ceremony in which 2 people are becoming each other's legal property.
Well, I agree with you, but if you could just refer to it as a wedding like a normal person instead of making Dory become Eric's personal property.
Well, the law's the law, so.
Well, be that as it may, the talent here is unprecedented, and it's really a testament to both the leadership of the head coaches for each team and the planning and the foresight on display by #CrewWhiskey.
So then let me ask you this. With all of the players in place, what challenges do you see them having to overcome come game time?
Well, let's analyze the injury report here, Kyle. There's always a possibility of the groom getting cold feet.
Sure.
Head coach Jerry Herron tweeted us this picture earlier. So it seems like they have all their bases covered here. Really, at this point, it just comes down to the formation and sticking to the plan.
Well, on that note, let's take a look at our telestrator. All right, Lynn, so as you can clearly see here in stunning HD, we have an entire layout of the actual ceremony itself. Now, the trick here is to get everyone in the party from the rear all the way through to their actual formation. Now, you have to remember as well, they need to hit this formation because any illegal formation will actually void their entire ceremony.
That's right, Kyle. The bridesmaids want to come down the green to the 50-yard line, and you want to make sure there aren't any offsides. You know, you don't want the bridesmaids coming over here to the groom's area.
Of course, traveling and whatnot. So the other important thing to remember here, too, is that there will be several obstacles in the way here, such as flower girls, sawhorses. I believe I even saw a Volkswagen that could be in the line of fire.
Right, and the main goal here is to get a home run.
Absolutely, you gotta have that grand slam when you're playing a crucial game like this.
Right, exactly.
So the other thing I wanted to mention right here as well, we obviously have our O's representing the females in the party, and we have our X's representing the males in the party. But one thing that goes unnoticed is this Y right here. Now this Y represents Brenton Catalano, which I will illustrate by drawing a kilt.
That couldn't be a more accurate description unless we just added some glitter.
Truly great work. That's great insight and analysis as always, Lindsay. But come game time, we have got some serious contenders for that bouquet. I mean, just looking at these lists here, we have Mallory, Christy, Zenz, Maggie, Carly, Ashley. Obviously, we have the dark horse, Brenton Catalano. At the end of the day, who's your odds-on favorite to walk away with the prize?
You're absolutely right, Kyle. I am the dark horse. Only because nobody expects me to win this. I know you were all expecting Lindsay to be here, but I stepped in to make this announcement. Just because I've never won the bouquet does not mean I'm not going to. This is my time to shine. The moment that goes up in the air, I'm the one coming down with it. This right here is going to be mine.
A bouquet, dude?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be catching the garter.
Well, there you have it, folks. Compelling stuff from my broadcast partner. Up next, we have a special exclusive interview with the bride, taking an in-depth look into her something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue.
Hi, I'm Dina Wolechka, coming to you from Wedding Center. Today, I'll be talking to Dory Jerwisky before she becomes Mrs. Eric Herron. We'll be talking to her about her something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. Hi, Dory, and welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy wedding preparation to talk to us today.
Well, thank you, Dina. It's lovely to be here.
I hear you have some unique items for your something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue.
I sure do, Dina. May I show them to you?
Please do. Well, let's start with your something old. Anytime we have a wedding and we have something old, there's typically a story behind it. So what's the story behind this piece, Dory?
Well, Dina, these rings were given to my Grandma Emma, my dad's mom, by my Grandpa Don. He was away in the army when he proposed to her after World War II. I will be wearing them on my right hand.
And that brings us to our something new. This piece must have some special meaning to have made it into your big day. Tell me about it.
Well, Dina, it sure is special. This bracelet was recently given to me by Erin Heron, Eric's mom. It has a charm, a bouquet, which represents our special wedding day. I plan to add more charms throughout the coming years.
And now let's talk about your something borrowed. Tell me about this piece, Dory.
Well, Dina, that is a very special watch. I borrowed it from my older sister, Kate. It was given to her by my great aunt Agnes.
Isn't your middle name Agnes?
Why, yes it is, Dina. She inspired my middle name.
And last but certainly not least, that brings us to something blue. Dory, tell me about this piece.
Well, Dina, my younger sister, Tatiana, made that for me at my bachelorette party. The letter D represents Drewski, our shared maiden name. An interesting side note is that the color it's painted is called something blue.
And that concludes this segment of Wedding Center. Dory, thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm sure you're so busy.
Oh, I sure am, Dina. But it's been a pleasure working with you.
And now back to you, Kyle and Lindsay.
Oh, finally.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have today.
Stay tuned for live coverage at Fox Hills Resort.
On behalf of everyone here at Wedding Center, I'm Kyle Kean.
I'm Lindsay McKeon, and we're not wearing pants.